Late season radish harvest. I mean, one of the many reasons why just even trying to grow them in hot Atlanta around this time, it's still spring, but our spring turns into summer weather real fast. So the first round of radishes that I planted when the weather was a lot cooler, they were much bigger. I'm sure, I haven't tasted them yet, but I know they were a lot sweeter. Counterproductive to even leave them in. So although they're small, real puny and small, I'm still gonna go ahead and enjoy them. This turnip has got to come out. It's like taking over. I got 2 of the small patio eggplants in here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing out. I was trying to see how big it would get and by leaving it in longer, and it's massive. Okay, it's got a nice head to it. The roots are just about to take up the whole, pull up my whole pot. The roots, it's got some deep roots. This thing is rooted. Yeah. I planted about 4 of these, no, probably 6. And only one of them actually came up. I want to say this is a rutabaga. Yeah, I believe this is a rutabaga. I will definitely plant more as the season come fall. So this will be something I will plant again in the fall. I like how it did. This is my first time growing it. It smells really good. So just some great root vegetables starting to split. So it needed to come out. I will probably put some heat tolerant lettuce in here. I don't believe any of these beets are ready to come out, although they look very deceiving. Some of them got really big leaves. Some of them are just so slow growing. I think it's my soil. And then we still got the garlic. This garlic will be ready to come out here in about, well, it is turning into June. So I foresee in 2 weeks that this garlic needs to come out. What I will end up doing with this cucumber, these baby plants here, I have homes for them, and so I will take this cucumber, set it up on this ladder. Again, I got this ladder free 99 on the side of the road, and I will allow it to trellis down the ladder. So I'm gonna try that because I'm running out of ideas for trellises, and buying a trellis can be a little bit pricey, more than I want to spend. These are the strawberries. They're the Everstar June bearing strawberries from Stark Brothers that I planted up. I got them as bare roots, and they are just doing their thing. So I'm thrilled about that. I gotta figure out how to prune these peppers. They're getting long and skinny. I want them to be fat. So I gotta figure out how to prune them. My herbs are still coming along, although the time is flowering. Again, the weather is just changing. You know, we got some yellowing on them, but I pick them and use them for cooking. You know, I don't have a large family, so this is enough herbs for me to enjoy, and for us to enjoy while we're cooking. These tomatoes are like doing their thing in here. I thought to thin them out, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So we will see how the season goes on. They're loving the space. I will come through and put in another layer of compost on them as the season goes on and fertilize them. This is some watercress that I planted in here. It was forever slow growing. I thought it was dead and gone for good. I think these, I don't know if this is part of it. Maybe it is. I thought it was a weed. This looks like a weed though. But anyways, it's some watercress. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Okay. Those sad looking peas, I got rid of all of them. These need to come out too. These are peas. They're not going to do much of anything. The nice thing about Georgia and this climate that we're in, 7B, is that we have a very long growing season. So what doesn't do well in the spring, I'm going to turn around and plant them in the fall. The basil is super slow growing. I have some purple basil in here. I have some Italian basil. It's just really slow growing. I just about gave up on them, but they look like they want to do something. So we'll see. This is all this kale that's got crammed in here. I just went kale happy. I probably should have just stuck with about 2 plants. So, but anyways, all of these peas will get pulled out. They ain't doing nothing except crowding up the space. Like this just needs to go. Y'all could come back in the fall. I got homes for these tomatoes. My okra, I'm gonna plant it down in my garden bed here shortly. I bought these at Ace Hardware. They're just what kind of variety are they? I guess it would help to look at the label. Yep, green fingers, okra. Not anything super special, but the rest of these tomatoes, they have homes. They will be going to their home over the Memorial Day weekend, so they will be gone. I hope all of them. This pepper, I gotta find a home for this pepper. I will find a home for it. All right, don't do this to me. This is the winter squash. It is starting to throw out a flower, a male flower, as small as it is. This is, I hope it does well. I've planted some other ones down in the garden bed, 2 of them actually in the garden bed, so we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. I ran out of real estate, so some of this stuff, I don't know. It is what it is. This is the sugar babies. They are just slow growing. The struggle was that this was a very cool spring. They did have to endure like 30 degrees temperature. I did cover them, so I don't know if they're stunted. I did plant some more. I'll just keep an eye on them. They're finally putting out some true leaves, and so we'll see. My okra, some of it came up, some didn't. I'm still watching. I'm not even sure which ones came up. Because I did plant 2 different varieties. I did the red Alabama and the Okinawa pink okra. Okay, right. Green stock. Lots of kale up here. Aphids have they're here in numbers. Kale, dinosaur, kale. My transplanted strawberries, the little stragglers, collards, more strawberries. Carrots are really impressing me. The thing what I've noticed about carrots is they do nothing for the longest, and then all of a sudden they pop up. For the kind of weather that they're having, I'm impressed, including this cabbage. We'll see what happens with the cabbage. I'm just gonna hold on to them. If they're holding on, I'm holding on. I love this mustard green. I've just about planted it everywhere. I'm told it's heat tolerant. Swiss chard is doing this thing, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of slow growing. You know, I'm told that if they're established, Swiss chard will pull through. It's my first somewhat successful season growing this. I have not had that great of luck growing Swiss chard from seed. These beets are a disappointment. They might need to just get pulled out. They have done nothing. My pole bean is coming along. I did thin them out. I think there might be about maybe about 6 plants in here. I might still continue to thin out maybe one more. I got 2 squashes in here. Again, it might come down to just one. These are purple potatoes. They did blossom, and so I do expect to harvest them here in the next 2 weeks. I can see them already starting to die down. It's not a watering issue. I've heavily mulched them and they are moist. So I mean, that's just a cycle from what I'm told in terms of the purple potatoes. I planted, I believe this is the cucumber apple crystal, I think is the name, from Baker Creek. So they're coming along. All of them sprouted, so it will be down to maybe just 2 or 1. We have to wait and see. This eggplant is loving it, just loving it. All right, cabbage. Look, this cabbage is holding on. It's the early Jersey. It is small, but it's holding on, so I'm gonna hold on. I got some carrots in between. This green stalk, I am just loving it. It is just great. Peppers, eggplants. Look at this salad, still holding on. Okay, head of lettuce. Forget what variety. I think they're from Johnny Seeds. The carrots, they weren't quite ready. I did pull one out. They weren't quite ready, even though they're big. The roots just aren't completely entirely formed. I found another caterpillar just munching away. I'm at mustard green. I got rid of him real fast. I don't think I'll get any broccoli, but that's okay. I'll still enjoy the leaves. As long as it's putting out leaves, I'm going to enjoy them. I'll do a salad mix with them. I still got a few strawberries in here. Look how big these ever-bearing strawberries are getting. The ones that I bought early on in the season. And then the June-bearing ones are the ones I just transplanted in here. I mulched this heavily. This is just the leafy lettuce and the onions in the back. I may not get anything. I might just have to pull this out because they are just so small growing. But yeah, that's how the garden on the deck is doing. And I do have some cherry tomatoes, ground cherry tomatoes planted in here that are already blossoming. I pinched off the early blossoms off of this one and this one. And then these are the heat tolerant lettuce that are supposed to do well even in hot temperatures. And this stuff is going to be going in the house. This is what I just pulled up. And some random beets. So that's what's going on with here. I pulled out the spinach that was in here earlier. Alright, so that's what we're looking at here up on the deck. The garden is forever changing, forever changing.